This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Last night, I was reading in bed when my husband started massaging my shoulders. You know what that means. So I quickly said, "I'm way too tired for sex, babe." And he said, "We only have sex like once a week. You're always so tired." And it really got me thinking, how often are married couples supposed to have sex? So I Googled it, naturally. And that's when I found the Relatable Report. It's a free resource for married couples, and it delivers research-backed relationship advice to your inbox every Friday. Check it out and sign up at relatablereport.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Oh, Steve. Uh-oh. This story's for you, man.
Yes.
A New Jersey toddler accidentally bought his entire family almost $2,000 worth of furniture from Walmart while playing on his parents' phone.
I love buying furniture from Walmart. You're right. This is all about me.
Yeah. I mean, look, you just don't think that if you give you like a little 2-year-old a phone that they'd be able to figure it out. And, you know, man, these kids, man, he was playing with mom's cell phone, found his way to the Walmart shopping page that his mom had been looking at, accidentally pushed all the right buttons he needed to push in order to order everything in her virtual cart to be delivered.
Or is that what she's saying? And she just ordered it and blamed it on the kid. Hon, I have no idea how this got ordered. I was looking at it. Oh, man, I could do that.
That's a big brain play there.
I have no idea how this goalie gear that fits my specifications and my color scheme was. Tatum must have been playing with my cell phone and got on goaliemonkey.com.
Yeah, if
goaliemonkey.com.
Well, there we go.
I get my goalie gear, Brad.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
right.
It's also hockeymonkey.com, but I specifically go with goalie monkey.
Okay, so what you're saying is make sure you just leave the phone out for the toddler right on there where basically the card is huge enough. You just click it and there you go.
Where everything's picked out.
Yeah.
It's perfect and it's ready to be ordered.
Yeah.
Well, this mom's name is not Steve, so let's hear what she has to say about the accidental purchases of her kid.
He just went to the cart and whatever was there, boom. He just picked and just all the payment went through and we called him, can you please cancel? They said, no, it's already delivered.
And first person came with the box and he put next to the door. Then second person came, then first step, then second step, then third. Oh my God, what is this? It was a queue.
At that point, you just keep it. It's meant to be. Unless you're struggling with money, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's that's hysterical. That really, really is.
I try and keep my phone away from my kid at all because Tatum's already figuring things out. Like, I mean, it's cute as all hell. Don't get me wrong. Like when she figures out how to open up the camera and she's taking pictures. And if she can get it into selfie mode, forget it. She cheeses hard. Like she'll just look at it and take all these pictures and laugh and make all these sounds. But then there are times where you're like, how is the closed captioning on my YouTube? And how did that even happen?
Oh no.
You know, like how is it now set to like daytime mode when it was in nighttime mode? Like she's just hitting buttons and especially on the controller on our Xfinity remote.
Oh boy.
I'm like, what? How is it? What? I don't even know how to get out of this mode. And then it takes forever. I'm like, and I'm looking at Tatum like, can you retrace your steps? Can you tell me what you did? And she's like, Daddy poop. I'm like, no,
that's not what happened. I mean, it did happen, but
right.
Yeah.
Daddy's pooping did not affect the remote, as far as we know.
Neither here nor there.
I get so nervous leaving her with any kind of electronic stuff because when she starts playing with it, you don't know what she's going to do to the settings.
Yeah, and we didn't have as much electronic stuff when my kids were littler, so that I didn't even think about that, Steve. Yeah, because there's settings there's settings you don't even know about, and if they accidentally hit them, you're done. Congratulations. That's a whole day trying to figure out how to get back to normal.
There'll be like times where I'm like, why won't my phone go into horizontal mode? Like, I'm like, just like I'm watching a video, I can't get it to turn, and then I look on there and I'm like, how did that get turned on? Oh, yeah, Tatum was playing with my phone earlier.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you could lock your phone into certain modes. Oh, I would never even think of that. I'd be so pissed.
It's so funny.
Oh, wow.
It's always an adventure.
I'm going to have to get a stunt phone. I'm going to have to get a burner for my...
You don't have a 2-year-old.
Yeah, well, but I mean, at some point, I'm preparing. I mean, I may be a grandfather someday. You never know.
Someday. It's just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah, dude.
You think Joey's that? You remember, I didn't even know Joey was dating.
Oh, I bet Joey has a few illegitimate kids.
Oh, he already does? Oh, okay.
No, Sarah's going to have a kid within like the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? You're making that prediction?
I'm willing to put money on it.
I'm going.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree with you. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I say 6 months after the wedding.
Okay.
6 months after the wedding, she has a kid, or we hear about the kid?
No, she has a kid.
Okay, it's a bad choice of terms, but I can't think of anything else. Like the seed will be planted before.
Yes. Wow. You guys want to take that bet? I'll take that bet.
I'm guessing 11 months after the wedding. No, 9 months after the wedding.
Oh, wow.
Honeymoon baby.
Oh, yeah.
Not even
happen.
Wedding night baby.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Like to the day, you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost want to take this bet from you guys because, I mean, I think I know she wants to have kids, but I know Sarah's like me. She wants to prepare, which is why I got to get a burner phone from to have it ready for the toddler to go, you want to play with my phone? 1 sec? Here you go. Here's the burner phone. Do what you want with it.
Like you get like these little like kid phones and like, this isn't the same thing. I want your phone. Yeah. Like we had a dummy remote control. From an old television set that whenever she was going for the remote, because she loves playing with the remote control, we'd give her that one and put batteries in it so the lights still go on. But she's like hitting it and nothing's happening on the TV. And she's like, well, this is stupid. Like I'm trying to wreak havoc on your television.
Oh, so she definitely knows. She wants to see the world burn.
She knows better. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to see like they know that something will happen when they play with this remote or phone.
They want the reaction.
Yeah.
So now what you have to do is you go, okay, I'm going to have to let her change a couple of channels, make her think that thing's working. Okay.
Oh, I have to hold the real remote in my pocket and change the channel.
That's what you got to do, yeah. That's what you got to do. Yeah. All right. So I got to get a burner phone, backup remote, and then I also am going to have to make it look like, okay, I got a lot of things to do.
Man,
okay.
having kids is like a lot of work.
It sure is.
Dude, one text says, my 2-year-old tries to talk into the remote. She sees that dad uses the voice control on the Xfinity remote and now presses the button and says, football time?
Wow, that's cool.
Tatum does. She knows the button.
Yeah.
She'll hit it, but she doesn't know you have to hold it, or she doesn't fully figure it out. She'll like hit it and then just go, ooh, Christmas? And I'm like, oh, she wants to watch Curious George's Christmas special.
Oh my gosh! So she knows
Christmas?
to, she knows to talk into the dang thing.
Yes,
like,
and it's either
Christmas.
that or it's Bon Bon the monkey who had a Christmas special as well. Like, we have various monkey specials that she needs to like.
Man,
watch.
she loves Christmas.
So you guys still got some Christmas stuff going on with her? She doesn't realize. We'll wait till next year.
Oh no, we watched the Curious George Christmas special last night and the Halloween special.
Yeah, of course.
So then she'll go pumpy, and that means she wants to watch a pumpkin show that has Curious George. It's like. You have to learn how to speak her language. Otherwise,
pumpy, because I mean that could be a whole different thing if you say it.
Hey, babe, pumpy?
No,
not tonight.
Wow.
I was talking about Tatum.
Yeah.
I like this section. It's like he's not a kid, but he did the mess with his friend. He says, once a friend got a brand new phone, I asked if I could see it. I went into the settings and switched it to French and then gave it back to him.
That's amazing.
Hilarity ensued.
Oh, man. Okay, that guy's off my list. If anybody messes with my phone like that, you're out.
Right? Actually, yeah, that would make me real mad.
Yeah, I'm done with you. You will never be with me again.
Oh, apparently Samsung, according to one texter, says that they have a kid mode where you can access they'll only be able to access what you want them to access.
Well, I got to be
wrestling
that's
shows only. That way I could brainwash her into wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
All right, I don't know if I have a kid mode on mine. I mean, because I have an Apple. I got to be thinking there's got to be something. Yeah, it's probably called "Don't Give Your Kid the Phone" mode. Yeah, I bet that's the mode.
Get an iPod Touch mode. Do they even make iPod Touches anymore?
No. I think they phased them out a couple years ago.
See,
Danny.
those were the great ones because then at that point you could just you don't have anything on it. They can't make calls, and it's theirs. That's what I let Lily play with.
They still can go on the internet though, Danny, unless you somehow keep them off it. Because otherwise you just have an iPod. Don't bother touching it if it doesn't make calls and it's not connected to Wi-Fi. Right? Which is what I had, because I bought one of the first iPod Touches and went on a vacation.
Yeah.
And you need to have internet. Why? You need to have Wi-Fi for it to work. And the hotel I went to said they had Wi-Fi, and they were like, "Oh yeah, our Wi-Fi's broken." So I went there to go watch play with my new toy, look at the ocean, and I couldn't even play with the Wi because it wasn't an iPhone. It was an iPod Touch.
Ranting about that.
I was so pissed at those people.
You've been banned from that hotel, I hear.
Oh yeah, I was not happy with a lot of the people I talked with. Yeah.
So I said my son used the phone to call 911 when he was 4. I told him, he called him and told him that I wouldn't give him ice cream.
Oh, gosh.
So this was intentional. The kid was like, you know what? You're going down, Pops.
If I was the dispatcher and I knew like a cop had like, they were just, it was like downtime. There's nothing crazy going on. I would almost be like, hey, you want to have some fun? Go to this residence, knock on the door and be like, why won't you give your child ice cream? And see what happens.
That would be fantastic.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Show up with ice cream.
You like, sir, we received a call from your home.
Yeah.
Are you not giving your child ice cream? What's wrong with you?
You understand in this state that is a grave offense. That's fantastic. Love that kid. That kid's probably going to be a CEO of some tech company someday.
Oh, someone says they have guided access for kids mode for iPhones.
Oh, do they? Well, it shows you what we know.
Yeah, it says if you have an iPhone, go to your settings and enable guided access. It will allow you to triple click the hold button and start guided access, which keeps the phone in only one app. It's great if you want to put on YouTube videos and give your phone to your kid.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, though, I feel like some of the kids, like Lily, would know how to take that off.
Yeah, but I don't know if Tatum's yet ready to figure that out. So I think I got a couple of years.
There you go, yeah. See, once she gets the 7-8-year-old age, that's when you got to start working.
Because that was one of my favorite moments. It was during the show. We were in a commercial break, and my phone, it was FaceTiming from my wife. I'm like, what is going on? But she was at the CrossFit with Tatum, and she gave her the phone to like watch some kids show. And Tatum just got out of the kids show and started FaceTiming me. So when I answered, I left the room, and I'm like, and all I see is just the tip of her head. And I'm like, what is happening? And then slowly, it's like almost like the scene in Star Wars when the ship first comes through the screen.
The screen crawl is just a face.
Right, it's like don, 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 and it's all of a sudden there's Tatum's face. And I'm like, this is the greatest FaceTime call I've ever received.
That is pretty awesome.
And she's just staring at it. I'm trying to have a conversation with her, and she's just playing and hitting buttons and giggling, and then she just hangs up on me.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there you go, just like real life.
No daddy.
Yeah.
No daddy. Even on FaceTime, even on FaceTime, she's trolling you. That's fantastic. We got a woman that almost missed out on $3 million, all because the email went to her spam folder. Damn. I'll tell you all about this at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream, the Arctic, frigid, desolate, unforgiving. And without canine companions, early humans never stood a chance. Discover how man and dog learned to thrive together where neither could survive alone in Ice Dogs. Plus,
why would a Nazi major be protecting and saving Jews?
Against orders, against time, the SS major that sheltered and saved thousands of Jews. It's the good Nazi. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a woman in Michigan. Her name is Laura. And she was looking through her spam folder for a missing email from a friend. And she came across a notification that she'd won the lottery. Which, you know, I would
you believe it?
No, I wouldn't believe it at all.
Like, oh, yeah, and you and the prince from Narnia. They're going to hook me up with stuff, right?
Yeah. Good old Narnia, the prince, man. He's always hooking people up with cash. No wardrobes, no lions, just cash.
Yeah.
This was legit, though. It was, and it wasn't totally random. I guess she forgot, that she had purchased a Mega Millions ticket on the Michigan Lottery website for a drawing that happened 3 weeks ago. And she ended up matching 5 numbers to win $1 million. And she had the Megaplier, which multiplied her prize by 3. And of course, since she did it online, they contacted her via email, but she didn't click anything in the email. She just logged into the Michigan Lottery account to see if it was the real deal, which is a good idea because clicking on links in an email that you think are scammy and not good.
I almost never will click on a link just out of pure fear. Even if I'll even check the address and everything seems legit. I'm like, you know what? This looks like it's from my bank, but I'm just going to go on the bank's app and do it that way.
Yeah. How about this though? It was legit. And she did have $3 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I just checked my junk. Of course, I instantly let me check my spam mail for a lottery that I didn't even play. I have nothing. Although someone said that they can help me make money on my Instagram page.
Oh, really?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, well, you got that going for you.
It's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. It's from Amelie, but she says her colleague Zara found my Instagram and loved the content.
Oh, that's what it was. You know, good old Zara, man. She's always hunting for great Instagram page. And look at you. You got noticed, man. You got headhunted. You've been found.
Yes. I can make money from my Instagram page, BJ. I could be an influencer.
Woo! Now, Laura said that she's since added the Michigan Lottery to her safe senders list, which, by the way, if anybody knows how to do that, please help me, because I don't know how to get people out of the junk folder who shouldn't be in the junk folder. I add them to my favorites. I make them like friend. I mean, I don't know, at least on my iPhone, and yet they still get thrown in the junk folder. I don't understand how to figure it.
I thought if you just move it to the regular folder, it kind of does it, but I could be wrong.
That's what I thought, too, and it doesn't do it. They still get sent to the junk.
See, if it goes to junk, I'm like, it must be going there for a reason, even if it's from a friend. I'm like, they must know something I don't. They clearly don't think I should be friends with this person.
Yeah, I don't, and yet they'll send me something from, C, $, $, J, lowercase m. I mean, just all these weird email addresses. They'll send me that stuff. That gets filled, that gets through.
It is funny.
But my buddy, who I've known and has been my friend and been in my favorites list for years, he gets thrown to the junk folder. So maybe you're right, Steve. Maybe they know something I don't. I should probably take that as a hint and go, pal, you're a junk friend. Gotta let you go.
I do love that she put it now in her safe folder. So, for the future times that she's probably going to win the lottery.
She
probably will.
Yeah, she will. I mean, there have been people that have won the lottery twice, and you're like, this is ridiculous. Okay, come on. I don't know if you saw this story going viral on TikTok about this woman who stayed overnight at her boyfriend's house for the first time and discovered his very weird sleeping habit.
He shares the bed with another woman. Oh, that's a weird sleeping habit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely one that you should take notice of.
Oh, I failed to tell you about my other woman.
Yeah. They're both in their mid-20s, and the first time she saw his bedroom, he didn't have a bed in it. And she's like, wait, what?
He sleep on the floor?
Yes, he does, but Steve, he does it in a special way. He's got a huge pile of clothes on the floor, which he calls his nest. And he expected her to sleep in his clothes nest with him.
No, my cat does that. I was going to say, this sounds like a Vicky story as well. Like she just has a bunch of stuff in her room that she just lays on and falls asleep.
She's off today, but I feel like if she was here today, we have to revisit this tomorrow and ask her. Who's she dating? Birdman?
Yeah.
Birdman?
I you know what? I'm too old to even want to give this guy a break.
Would you turn around and leave?
Yeah. I mean, if that was my kid, if that was my son and I walked into his room and I said, "You're never bringing a woman back here, are you?" What do you mean? Well, you can't. You have to have a bed. But you know what? This woman's better than me. She actually gave it a shot. She says, "All right, I'll try to sleep in your closed nest thing.
I'll try and be bird girl with you."
Yeah. But you know what? She, I guess like a reasonable person, said, "Yeah, this isn't working." She ended up sleeping on the couch because his nest bed was uncomfortable. Yeah.
We clearly didn't have enough padded shirts.
Now, how about this? This dude, you know what? It's not clothes. These aren't clothes that he uses. So she said these aren't the clothes he wears. This is just he has actually a bunch of nest bed clothes that are just designed for the bed that he's made.
Maybe they're like shirts and stuff that don't fit him anymore. He's like, yeah, I don't fit really into that medium anymore. I'll put that towards my nest.
Yeah, but the trouble is he never washes them. So she's like, yeah, they're
once you get a good nest, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Take it apart?
Well, you
kind of wash the birds by your homes?
You know, we do wash our sheets, don't we? I mean,
but do birds wash their nests?
I think that maybe the rain kind of cleans them out a little bit.
I don't think that.
You know,
I don't even know how that works.
I'll tell you how it works. The rain comes down, and and then when the bough breaks, the baby will fall, and then the itsy bitsy spider.
And then a spider shows up.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how it goes. All right. I thought you guys were, were on the whole, nursery rhyme thing.
That's so nasty if you don't wash it. Like, everyone has their own way of sleeping. I'm not, I think that's an odd way to sleep, but if that's the only way he can fall asleep, more power to him. He's not hurting anybody with that. But the fact that he doesn't wash the shirts, that's kind of nasty.
So there was a confrontation the next morning. And arguably, and rightfully so, you'd think if anybody was going to get in anybody's face about this, it would be her getting into his face. But no, he was pissed that she didn't like the nest. He's the one that started a big argument about it. And he basically said, if you don't like my nesting situation, you ain't moving in with me. This ain't working.
You need to fly away.
Yeah. Wow. So this is it. This dude. This dude is just so this is his way of living. How is he going to? You look at you know what you can hope for? Separate bedrooms. At least you know what, dude. Know that maybe someone will be happy with you living in a bedroom by yourself, and they can still take you as their spouse. But
or be like, hey, Birdman, okay, can I just I'll have a futon set up in this room, and I'll sleep on the futon. Do I really need? And then if we need to get intimate, I'll visit you in your nest. And then I'll pop out into the nest and go back to the futon.
See, he doesn't need to settle. He just needs to find himself a good bird woman, and then it'll be fine. Just put that on your Tinder profile and just say, hey, I've got a nest. You be my bird woman, and you find the right one. Don't settle, buddy.
We should find out.
He's going to be single forever, right?
You might be.
No, I was going to say we should find his handle, and we'll hook him and Vicky up.
At Birdman. At 69.
I think Vicky needs at least a bed. Granted, she likes to throw all of her clothes on her bed, but still.
And have a nest on her bed?
Yeah, but I think she does need the comfort of her bed.
Why can't he do that? That feels like the best of both worlds. You have a nice, I'm sure a bird, if given the opportunity, could have like a little tiny bed underneath the nest. They'd be like, yeah, why not? I'll give it a shot.
You got to wash it, though, dude. That'll start to, that'll reek. If you're not washing, that's the problem. He's not washing any of the nest clothes, so it's basically sweat central.
He could put a sheet over the nest, you would think.
Ooh, okay.
How are you going to dig and bury yourself underneath all the clothes like my cat does?
Yeah, where are you going to put your eggs?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
you can't put them on top of the sheets.
No, they'll break.
Right.
Here's the thing. Now this is an okay boomer question. Okay,
so here we go. What's up with kids these days pretending to be birds and want to sleep that way?
Look, I get it. Okay, listen, I get that. Listen, it's great to live in a land where you know what you get to do whatever makes you happy as long as you're not hurting anybody. But when do we draw the line when we're cohabitating? You have to make compromises, don't you? If you're going to cohabitate by yourself, knock yourself out. But don't you have to make some sacrifices? Like if you want to sleep with your spouse, you probably want to get accommodations that you both can agree on. And what person's going to agree on a goddamn nest? Nobody.
At least let her bring a pillow to the nest.
I feel like I don't think he's not budging, man.
Someone said I had a closed nesting roommate. Same deal, except he did wear the articles of clothing. It was like his rotating wardrobe instead of a closet. I guess that was his thing.
And did he have a bed at least?
Or did it sound like he was sleeping on the clothes?
And then wearing them. That's actually worse than this guy.
Wow.
Well, it's a lot quicker to get dressed.
How do you develop that habit? How were you raised?
By birds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, when do you make that switch? Is it just because you didn't have the cash to buy a mattress? And like you said, Steve, you can get a futon. Futons are relatively inexpensive.
Dude, I think the mind works in magical ways. I mean, sometimes you see certain things, you're like, how does this seem normal to this person? But for some reason, something happened in their life to make them think that was a normal way to go. I have no idea how.
They saw that Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds, and they were just
yeah.
This is going to be in my life from now.
Okay, the birds were, that was a terrifying movie, but if that guy was like, I'm on the bird side, I'm getting a nest.
If they slept with the birds, it wouldn't have been a horror film.
Exactly. They would have been like, oh, hey, what's up, homie? We're not going to attack you.
Okay, I know.
Or maybe they're big Celtics fans and they grew up loving Larry Bird. I don't know, BJ. These are all different things.
Did that just happen?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be. I was like, where's he going with the Celtics? Oh, you bring back Larry Bird. All right, there we go.
A legend.
I know, I see what you're saying, but I'm wondering how many people don't know who the hell that guy is.
Oh, I bet if they Google him, they'll find out.
Oh, well, you know
Google
what?
it.
There you go. And by the way, man, I want to point this out because I was watching the football game yesterday with, obviously with Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth on the NBC feed for the Rams game.
Yes.
And, Chris Collinsworth he just called Al out because Al is old. I mean, Al is old, and Al had talked about some contraption that somebody had. Oh, it was Bruce Arians, the coach of the Bucks, who I guess has got an injury, so he's got this thing all wrapped up to him, and Al Michaels called it a Rube Goldberg contraption, and Chris said, like, Al, most of the time I really think I can follow you, but I don't know. Who the hell's Rube Goldberg?
Oh, he doesn't know Rube Goldberg?
Who is Rube Goldberg?
It's an old-timer late Rev. Rev only knows because Rev's Steve Punky McGee and Rube Goldberg.
Yeah. Rube Goldberg machines are the things that they would create to do the longest ways to create a simple task. So like the ball going down through different slots, hitting a record player that would spin around and then hitting another thing that would trigger a thing to open a door.
He made these drawings.
Idea what you just said.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. He basically made these drawings that look like the game Mousetrap.
Yeah.
But it was, like Rev said, it was basically a Mousetrap way to do stuff.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, Rev, you just described Mousetrap. I have no idea what you're talking about.
And that's exactly what a Rube Goldberg machine is that board game Mousetrap.
But Rube Goldberg, though, is like Steve, nobody knows him, but Hair Club I know is a Rube Goldberg fan. But I was thinking, wow, and then Al Michaels, he was trying to be like relevant, but he's going, well, it reminds me of the old Ringo Starr song, of the Ringo Starr song. He would say old. He said, that's like the Ringo Starr song. And I'm like, oh, Al, my God, you have no relates that go past the 80s. Yeah. It's nuts. And Chris Collinsworth is just like, I got to call you out. Who the hell? He was like, who the hell is Rube Goldberg?
So he's a cartoonist. I'm looking at some of this stuff.
Yeah, and his stuff is insane. And he drew...
I accidentally typed Pube Goldberg, and I realized that was not...
That's a whole... That guy's great, too.
Well, I mean, that's a different type of machine.
He's a great performer, Pube Goldberg. He was really great. Yeah, he was... wasn't he sort of like a vivid wrestler?
Wow.
Pube Goldberg, wasn't he? There you go.
Wow.
Thank you.
Some say that OK Go music video for This Too Shall Pass, one of their creative music videos, is basically a Rube Goldberg. I can't even say it. Rube Goldberg machine.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, you've learned something today, kids.
So see,
Thanks
he's
to Al Michaels.
He's not as unhip as his...
Oh, no, he's done. He's very unhip. He makes me look hip. On Friday, Steve did get this wrong.
About how many furlongs are there in 1 mile?
Edward.
No.
Nice.
6.
No.
9.
No.
Oh, man. Well, you tried, buddy. That's all that matters, right?
Yes.
It's 8, my friend. You were close. It is between 6 and 9, so you weren't too far off. 8 furlongs in a mile. You want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. lower. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science, applied to life.